right, so what's up, everybody? So last week, we took our first shot at building a team sealed pool in real time. We had been previously doing it asynchronously, where we were building our builds and then coming together to talk about it, but we decided that we had graduated, and we graduated up to building the 12-pack pool together. So we turned 12 packs of Duskmourn into 3 functional decks. I walked away from that experience a little overstimulated, but I think that overall we did a pretty good job of coming to consensus and then building the decks out in real time. So I thought that was a pretty good experience, at least as our first one. So this week, we're going to be doing 2 things. First, we're going to be taking advantage of an opportunity that we're only going to get one of before Vegas, which is trying out a new set and building in Team Sealed with a brand new set. So because that's exactly how it's going to be in Vegas, we're going to have less than a week to be with the cards before we start building in the tournament. We're going to really dive into that with Secrets of Strixhaven here. So we just did a set review. Each of us made our own tier lists, and we're going to be comparing that tonight just to get a sense of how we feel about the cards and how we think differently about the cards whenever they're brand new. And then we're also going to be all using the Explore method, which I'll talk about a little bit, to sort of expedite our learning as the new set comes out. And I'm not going to dig into it too deeply, but just as a reminder to some of the new viewers, this video is part of our Vegas Spotlight arc, which is where our team, the Lab Maniacs, is preparing for the Team Limited Spotlight in Vegas in June. If you're also preparing for that event, or if you just want some insight into the format that doesn't get a lot of visibility, make sure you're subscribed so you can follow along. All right, so the stakes are high, the process is real, and we're going to be doing all of this work in public for your benefit and for your entertainment. It's going to be a little bit messy, and it's a little bit crazy, so let's get into it. So let's start with the new set. And I think the first thing that I want to talk about is just a really brief overview of what we're going to be doing in the next week when the set actually does come out. So some of you have seen my video on Explore mode, and I've asked my teammates, and they've agreed to practice in taking the set using the Explore method. And so the whole point of Explore mode is that you're making your format observations durable and revisable. So they're written down, synthesized, and boundaried as we continue to accumulate data. Because human brains are really bad at holding large amounts of data in our head, and we bias everything. Our memory is emotionally charged, and Explore mode kind of keeps our beliefs grounded in the actual experiences that we're having and makes them easy to revisit. So in practice, all that's going to look like is you take a journal, like literally as I've been looking through my set review, I've been writing my notes down in my journal, and you make observations as you're playing games. You can even take it to pre-release. But then you're going to be doing a weekly reflection when you graduate your journal entries into theories, beliefs, and open questions. So just as an example, and this is how I did it for some of the work, just the couple of things that have come up for me that I have as sort of these theories as we've looked into SOS. It's just I take in some of the observations that I've thought about them, and turn them into sort of some early theories, and that will eventually graduate into beliefs or get defunct. So that's the process that I'm asking my teammates to do. I'm really excited to share that with you as we start to go through that in the next couple of weeks. And just for my teammates, I'll be sharing out the full version of the Limited Lab Notebook with you shortly, and we can talk about that more in the future. So then moving on from that, I just wanted to give you a little teaser for some of the work that we're going to do in the future. I wanted to start with first impressions. And we don't want to spend a ton of time on first impressions because we have a lot of cards to get through. But what were the first impressions that Elliot, Michael, that you guys had as we were looking at these tier lists? So Elliot, why don't you start?
Cool. Yeah, I agree with the analysis in the discussion that I think Michael and Ryan were having, which was that like aggressive starts don't seem so easy to come by, and the like Sultai grindier stuff look like it has some of the more powerful cards. So I think in my eyes, it seems like the initial format is shaping up to be lower or grindier rather than what we have seen in a number of like limited set starts where like aggro is the thing to do right from the start. We'll see how that actually plays out meta wise, but definitely a lot of the slower cards are what jump out at me.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that points to that. What about you, Michael? What have you been thinking?
I think maybe not Sultai, but maybe Teamer, like Quandrix plus Prismari for just a bunch of big stuff. There is
fair point.
I think overall there's not a lot of fixing for non-green colors, but green has an incredible amount of fixing, and even specifically ramping beyond just fixing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, this is gonna be a very trigger happy set. There are so many synergies and triggers
Yeah.
and repartee and whatever opus and so many triggers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably going to be come down to big powerful rampy decks, and then you want to see if your like lower to the ground really synergy focused deck can kill them before they go over the top. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's going to be a big battle.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both of those things. Some of the things that I noticed was that there are just zero aggressive one drops, right? So like
Mm.
coming off of the heels of Lauren Eclipsed, right, where there were so many like kindred 2/1 creatures, right, that were just killing you right away. There just aren't any. There's a couple that are one drops, but they're like 1/1s, or they're defensive one drops. They have death touch or something. And then there's a lot of 2 drops that you want to play that are double pipped, like blue green or red white, or like within the colors. And so I imagine a lot of people are going to be playing tap lands on turn 1, right? Which I think says something about the format. But I don't think that means that it's not going to be assertive, because there are definitely a lot of 2 drops that you want to play on turn 2 and can steamroll if they get going. But it just means that you're maybe not being like massively punished for playing a 2 drop for like a tap land on 1. I think that's going to be expected. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how those assertive, like synergy based on plan decks compete with all of the, like, I don't even know how many 7 mana plus spells there are that do a bunch of things in the format. So I'm actually really excited about this format. I'm really excited to go for it. One thing I just wanted to say for anyone that's interested in following along, I did plug a list of all of the cards into Claude, and then I uploaded it against my the non-exclusive or non-exhaustive list of set axes that I think shape a limited format. Things like speed and early pressure, removal and interaction, card advantage, inevitability. And I asked it to output what it is estimating is going to be true about the format. And I'll let you read that here. I'll link it in the chat, and I'll also link it on YouTube. But I'm curious to see. We can look at that and see if that's any of that adds up later. It mentioned a couple of the things that you all just mentioned, but let's not focus on that now. Let's just jump into it. So for the set tier list review, what we did was each of us individually put together our tier lists of just how we would rank the cards just without knowing anything about them. And I just want to make a little short disclaimer that we're not necessarily suggesting that everyone treat tier lists as like the thing to do. I have a lot of problem with tier lists in the way that it takes a lot of the context and oversimplifies a lot of things about cards, and makes people ignore cards that are good, or makes people emphasize cards that are just okay. But I think it was a great way for us to Elliot's point, as he was talking about this last week, was to just get our eyes on all the cards and read all the cards and think through all the cards at like a basic level. And it was actually honestly pretty fun. So we all made our lists, and then Michael created a script that basically compared when our scores were within two scores away. So for example, if it was a C- and a C+ within the range of our answers, we're going to talk about it, because that means that we had some different opinions about it. So that's going to be where a lot of our conversation is today. And we're just going to be focusing on commons today. We'll even see if we get through all the commons today before we win a timeout. But that is what we're going to focus on today. We'll get into uncommons next week, and that'll be fun too. The last thing I want to say is just a quick overview of the tier list and what the rankings mean. And we used the limited resources ranking scale, which is A scores are your bombs. They're the things that are pulling you really strongly into colors, and they're going to be the best cards in your deck. Your B cards are cards that are very good and pull you into specific colors. Your C cards are sort of the bread and butter that make up most decks, and they're good cards. They're good. You're going to have a lot of them in your decks, but they're not necessarily going to pull you into colors right away. And then you have your D cards, which are your cards that you're not very happy to be playing, and then your Fs, which are cards that probably no one's playing in this format because they're built for Commander or something like that. All right, so I've made this tier list just for us, for the Lab Maniacs, and we're going to focus on the commons today and go through it, and let's jump into it.
This is our first one.
Adventurous Eater. Here we go. So this card is, I don't even know if I want to, for the sake of time, I'm not going to read these all. I'm just going to leave them up on the screen, and then I'm going to read what our scores were, okay? So I had this scored the lowest at a C-. Elliot had it at a C. Michael had it at a C+. I guess I'll start, because we'll start with the lowest score maybe, and then we'll go the highest, if that makes sense. So I had this at a C minus, mostly because I think that its have a bite is fine, but I'm just thinking about the 3/2 for 3 being like probably just like a stat line that I'm always disappointed with in every limited set. And so even though it can get bigger and it can like do this thing one time, that's for 4 mana. It's still like at best for 4 mana, it's a 4/3 for 4. But that's I didn't say it was I think it was like a terrible card, but I thought I put it at a C minus. Michael, why don't you tell me why you had it a C plus, and then
Yeah, I just thought that this is a good synergy piece for the Witherbloom deck. He does a lot of things that you want. I agree that the 3/2 body is not great, but the fact that it is a 3/2 plus 1 mana, gives you this other thing, as opposed to a straight 4/3 gain of life. The
right,
flexibility, there is some flexibility there. There is worth something,
sure.
but maybe C plus is a little hot. I could totally see this being a C. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually feel like I'm pretty fine. I'm not committed to a C minus. I'm happy with a C or C minus for this. Unless there's a Elliot,
Yeah,
do you
my
feel?
default read on a card like this of just like mediocre glue-ish common is a C minus, and I think I gave it slightly better than that at a C because I like the 1 mana spell that it has. Like
Yeah,
it goes in both. I'm not going to get any of the schools right, so it goes in both black white and green black, and so I like it for that reason.
yeah.
True.
I think that sounds
True.
good. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a card that I am fine, happy to play, but it's not going to be as good of an enabler as a lot of the other like life gain cards for sure. But yeah, I think that it does also fit into the like the targeted creature thing, which it might be good for that. And I think that Tanner in the chat was also talking about how it reminded him of Hollow Scavenger, which was the makes a food 3/2 from Wilds of Eldraine.
All right.
But yeah. All right. So Johnny's response. I had it at a C minus. Michael had it at a B minus. Elliot had it at a C plus. So yeah, maybe I'm just going to be the low ball on a lot of these tonight. I put it at C minus, sort of in line with the one from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sort of how it was ranked on Scryfall or on 17 Lands. I think it's going to be a good removal spell that I'm going to want to have access to, but I don't think it's going to like drive me into white. Is kind of how I was thinking about it.
But this is not necessarily driving you into white. I think this is more about how highly would you pick this, right? Because I don't see this necessarily as a white card. This is a defensive speed card for your dark
Sure.
soup decks, right? You think about so this kind of card we've seen a lot before. There was the Unravel or something in Duskmourn. There was Ride's End in Ether Drift. They've all performed really well,
Right,
really
but
great in the soup decks.
I don't disagree. I really agree with it, and I've actually really liked this version in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I thought that B, by definition, was driving us into these colors. Was how we were using that ranking, and so that's why I am surprised that you have it at B minus.
Yeah, I mean that definition of B is a little misleading. I think this might be more of a how highly do you need to take this in a draft
Gotcha,
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think, Elliot?
I like this kind of card. I think the stats on this card, like 17 lane stats on this card, always end up worse than the card actually plays out because bad players are putting it in bad decks
Gotcha.
that don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it seems like soup is reasonably well supported. It seems like there's decks that want to play a slower defensive speed,
Yeah.
and I will like this card in those decks, and it'll probably be kind of free because Boros and White Black are probably not looking to pick this up.
I think my rating is also higher on this now that I've read Claude's analysis, which is that there is actually there's not as much like hard removal in the set. And if that's true, there's a lot of stuff that like toughness damage doesn't kill because they're just like 7/7s or giant, like just big things. So I actually think that this probably goes up even for that. So I'm pretty fine putting this at like a C plus B minus. Where do we want to land?
C plus is fine.
I think C plus is still pretty good, right? And I'm realizing we didn't actually adjust the eater. We wanted to put it up at C. Okay, how are we doing on time? Actually, I stopped timing ourselves. That seems like we're spending way too much time on some of these, but
Yeah, let's go.
Doing
Ancestral anger.
okay, but gotta go fast.
All
The
right.
only like, yeah, just gotta get fast.
All right. So Ancestral Anger, I put it C. Oh wait, I guess I thought I put it at C, but I have it C minus in
Yeah,
the. Elliot had it at C. Michael had it at C plus. Oh, Elliot had it
yeah.
at C minus. So Elliot, why don't you go first since you had it small?
Yeah, it just seems like it. I don't know. Either it seems like it asks too much for you, or it just doesn't do enough. I could see this playing out better. I guess my frame of reference was it was in Crimson Vow, and I don't remember it doing anything notable there.
Right.
But I think there's more synergy around it here, so I could see it playing out a little better
Michael.
at like a C
Um,
level.
yeah, so Crimson Vow was like a famously bomb heavy, not that synergistic kind of set, unless you were playing blue white, which you love, Elliot. Um, this one, I think you can get really cute with this. I noticed that there are a lot of one mana cantripping tricks or just things that target your own things. There's a
Yeah.
lot of that in the set, and I think a lot of that is going to be super duper important.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those collect them all. Like you can definitely build a really good deck, like an ancestral anger deck. I think that's going to be a thing.
I think the reason I had it at C and not C minus is I agree that this card has been historically kind of bad, but I think the fact that there's a lot of things they're going to care about casting spells. There's a lot of things they're going to care about targeting, and I think that the trample is going to be really big here because there's going to be a lot of dumb fractals running around, and I think making them into tramplers is going to be relevant. But I think I have it at C just because of the synergy pieces, and I think that we average out to that if you guys are cool keeping it at that level.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Banishing Betrayal. Oh yeah, this is like a classic. This is actually it's a fun one to discuss because I feel like there's so many. There's always a version of this in every set. And I'm thinking about the OTJ one that had a wagon bouncing up. Um, I think I put this at C minus because it's just tempo positive, not like card like it's not hard removal. But maybe actually with all the fractals now I'm thinking about it, maybe it's gonna be way better than it seems like it's gonna be. But yeah, what do you all think? Why do you have it at C plus?
Yeah, there are fractals, like you said, and there are just a lot of big creatures. And using a small spell to bounce any big permanent is good. There are also just beyond fractals. There are other tokens, the 3/3 flying elementals. That's probably a thing you want to get rid of at some point.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like surveilling one is just gravy. So I think in a set with a lot of expensive stuff, bounce gets a lot better.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I loved in Dominaria United there was the geyser thing, 3 mana bounce a
Mm.
thing, draw a card. This is like that card wasn't an instant and it made me sad. This card is an instant, that makes me happy. Surveil one, not quite draw a card, but at 1 less mana. Like Surveil one isn't nothing. And I just love bounce spells personally. So
I,
I'm probably biasing a little higher here. But
are we
like,
okay putting it at
yeah,
C? Because I feel like I put it at C minus. I'm happy coming up a little bit. I could even see
cool.
C plus, depending on with all the stuff that we said. We'll see. But I'm fine saying it there because if you guys both had
Yeah.
it there, and I
Also, like spell synergy, like we're in a spell synergy set, so like
right,
anything
Yeah.
like that goes
it
up a bit.
matters. That's true. Okay, Biblioplex Tomekeeper. 4/4/3/4. When this creature enters, choose up to 1. Target creature becomes prepared. Target creature becomes unprepared. Elliot had it at C minus. I had it at C plus. Michael had it at B minus. All right, good
Oh
conversation
B
yeah,
here.
let's
minus.
go.
Jeez.
It really pulls you into colorless. Um, I don't know. Are we gonna do
Yeah,
lowest first?
Yeah, Elliot, start first.
Okay.
Lowest.
Yeah. I mean, this just being like they always print a 4 mana for 3/4 that's like kind of mediocre. This asks so much. I don't it preparing your own stuff asks so much from you in terms of mana spend. The Lords of Limited talked about this card, so that influenced my opinion a bit as well. And I think
Gotcha.
like unpreparing your opponent's creatures is like not gonna be that great. Maybe I'm wrong there, but
I imagine that this card will be one of those cards like I could see it going. I think I could see this card as being a card that I actually think is pretty good, but just I never actually want to put in over the more synergistic thing that I'm doing. Is actually like is kind of my read on this. Like I think that preparing your own stuff is going to be pretty decent. I think unpreparing your opponent's mythic, that ancestral recall, is like pretty fine, but the timing's really awkward on that. But yeah, so like maybe it's going to perform worse than I think I had it at C plus. I could maybe see C on it, but I think that yeah, actually now that I'm thinking about it out loud, I actually think it's just gonna the timing of it might be awkward enough, and the lack of synergy that it provides might be painful enough, especially at 4 mana, that maybe I just will end up cutting it as my like 25th, 4th or 25th card a lot. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, 4 mana 3/4 body is not amazing, but not the worst if you're looking for a speed bump. And if you are a soup deck who's looking to get a lot of value out of your cards, re-preparing your thing, I think that's big game while you're holding down the fort with a 3/4.
But in
So
my
of course
in
you're
my
not
soup deck, I'm not concerned about getting value by re-preparing.
Right.
My soup deck has value.
Right. Like
I mean,
I think that's how I think about this
possibly.
soup
I mean,
too. Sorry, go ahead,
it
Michael.
depends, right? You could potentially have a soup deck with splashing around for a bunch of really nice prepared creatures. Maybe that's your soup deck, right? But yeah, B minus is very hot. I could totally go down on this.
Let's put it at let's just put it at C, since we were all over the place about it.
Sure.
I actually, and my theory about this, my new theory that is totally different than what I thought coming in, is that maybe this card actually is at its best not in soup, because I actually think that I would end up cutting it almost all the time in soup, but maybe in a deck that has a lot of like a green, like an assertive deck that has a lot of good prepared stuff, that was just like a decent 4-drop that gives me more value or something. Maybe, I'm not sure, but all right. Bogwater Lumerant.
That's the Golgari signpost, right? Yeah, 2-drop.
Oh yeah. I had this at B minus. Michael had it at B plus. Elliot had it at C plus.
Let's go.
All right, Elliot, talk to us.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think this card's good, but like, I think it's a payoff. I don't think you get into green black for this. I think you get this because you're in green black, and then like it does seem quite good. Just like turning on your life gain stuff kind of for free. But yeah, I can't go higher than C plus. Like it just doesn't seem like high impact enough of a card for me to consider it a B minus personally.
Michael, what do you think? You're at B plus.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a foundational card for the Witherbloom deck, because this is free life gain multiple times a turn potentially. Like if you're in a Witherbloom deck and you have this card, you are so much less worried about being able to pull off life gain, pull off enablers.
Right. Well, and I think to add to that, Michael, it also does it for like not for free, but like there's so many cards that with manas, it just does it it does it whenever something enters, which like you don't have to spend another card to gain life, which I think is going to be a big deal from like a mana constraint perspective.
Yeah, and the fact that it gains life when it enters and when something else enters, I think it's really pushed as far as being an enabler.
Right.
B plus is probably hot. I can go down to B or B minus.
I think I feel pretty good at B minus. I think that this card is going to be one of the better enablers for this in the set. Like if not like the best. Like I just imagine like I'm going to want to go like if I can do this on turn 2 and then something else on turn 3, like that's just going to be the card out I want every single time.
Cool. I think we're in agreement that like this card's good. I think we're just like knuckling around of like what our exact levels mean. Like to me, a B is like the eclipse creatures. Like I just don't think this can ever be that.
You don't think this is as good as like
what
eclipsed? You don't think it's as good as the eclipse creatures? Like as like in terms of like getting you into something?
No, those draw me a card.
Right. Yeah, they do.
This card doesn't draw me a card. This needs other pieces to work with. Like the inherent floor on the card is so much lower.
But there was just to keep talking about it like a little bit more than we said we were going to. There was some creature recently. I think actually it was in the Eclipse where there was just like the 1 mana green Death Touch elf that whenever a creature entered you gained life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that creature by itself ended up being super good just as a life gain thing that kept you alive and helped you race. I think this is a little bit different, obviously, because it's a like the green black requirement makes that not as good as that because you can't just splash it and anything, and you probably wouldn't include this as easily because it also doesn't have death touch. But I'm just thinking about like sometimes the life gain is the life gain you gain from creatures entering is not nothing also. But yeah,
It will gain you some life, and I think but like that gets it to a C. Like, like
all right,
right, at its base level, that gets it to a C, and then it's like getting above that is like what is it really doing?
right, yeah. I feel like B plus is sort of like getting close to like A's, right, which are like bombs, and it's definitely
Game
not,
winning bomb.
and it's definitely not that. I think I'm definitely closer to I think I definitely am closer to like the B minus C plus range, but yeah, again, semantics. All right, Chased Inspiration.
Burug Banemaker.
Oh wait, did I skip one?
Yeah. Burug Banemaker.
Gotcha. Okay, I had this at C minus. Michael had it at C plus. Elliot was in the middle. I thought this card was just fine. It seemed like
I don't know if we need to talk about a card where we're at like a C minus, a C, and a C plus. Like,
it's a C.
I think we can call it a C and move on. Like, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this like mediocre common.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good. Unless you have anything to say. Yeah, okay. That sounds good to me. I like that. Cut it out. Cut it out for the important stuff that we want to discuss. This one to me, Chase Inspiration. Like I was just thinking about how good the octopus form was in Avatar, but I'm not sure that really translates. Like I'm not sure because that was a lesson also, which had like, extra benefits. But I feel like these cards are always just like pretty good. Anyway, Michael had it a D plus, and Elliot and I had it a C.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
I'd
fine.
come down to a C minus.
Yeah, I don't know.
We frequently get cards like this. I think this one looked okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to spend too much time thinking about it. We'll see how good it ends up being in the format. But I don't think there's too much that we can say about it. That's not just purely speculation about the
Quibbling
value.
about C minus and D plus and C's.
Yeah. All right. The next one was Cheerful Osteomancer. Michael had it a C minus. I had it at a C plus. Elliot was in the middle. Yeah. This actually is kind of interesting. And the reason I actually kind of want to sit on this one and like not just skip over it is because I feel like the value of all of these cards that have a prepared card, like I imagine they're just going to be like pretty good or like go up in value compared to where we normally would put them. But
how do you feel about a cheap card with a more expensive prepared spell versus a more expensive card with a cheap prepared spell?
I think it really depends on like there's one in here, I don't know where it is. There's like a 2/1 for 2 that like can cast a 5 mana spell later.
Yeah.
That just like draws cards. And like I had that one pretty low because like you don't want to trade it off because then you lose the value of the spell later. Right. So I think it just really depends on like how well it does the thing that it's trying
to on the card.
Yeah, and I think that this one, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, just seems pretty good. Like 5 mana to have a 4/2 and then get a creature back. Like that seems decent to me. But Michael, you had it at C minus. Is there anything you want to say about it?
I mean, let's compare this with the classic Gravedigger, right? 4 mana for 2/2, but you get the effect on ETB. I don't think the extra mana is worth the extra 2 power because that's not what you're trying to do with that creature, right?
Sure.
And what am I going to say? Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. And part of the appeal of Gravedigger is sometimes you can play it and then get a thing back, you get a relatively small thing back, and then immediately play that thing that turn because you only spent 4 mana instead of 5.
Okay.
This one, you can on the following turn pay 1 mana to get something bigger back and then immediately play it, but you gotta wait a turn cycle. So
unless you're playing it on, like you're saying, like if you're playing it on curve, you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about the play pattern of
Right. And it
you know,
actually, I think
yeah,
that to your point about that, like the thing that you want to do with a Gravedigger a lot of time is like play it, get some value, block with it. And if you can't block with it, the turn this comes down because you have to wait to activate it. Like that does get a little
right.
bit messier. That said, you can, if you have ways to continually re-prepare, you can possibly get this effect multiple times. So yeah, I'm fine with going down to a C on it. Um, and I think that unless anyone has an objection.
Oh man, this goes. You can loop this with that 4 mana 3/4 artifact. Let's go.
All right, Cost of Brilliance. Cost of Brilliance. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Put a +1 counter on up to 1 target creature. I had it at C. Elliot had it at C. Michael had it at B minus. So
Yeah,
interesting. Michael, you think this is a B minus? Can you tell me about that? Because I'm
yeah,
actually surprised.
yeah. This is the best version of this kind of card in a vacuum. This is the best version of this kind of card we've ever seen. Right, 3 mana black sorcery, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Now they tack on a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Right, and in this particular set, it triggers repartee.
Right. Yeah.
So I think this is a affect the board. This is a draw spell that affects the board not only with the +1 counter, but potentially with another trigger or multiple other triggers.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good one.
I think that I'm going to put a
Yeah.
synergy tag on this. Oh, go ahead, Elliot.
I remember looking at this and being like, it could play out surprisingly well. I guess that's why I gave it a C instead of C minus. But I'd come up to a C plus on that.
Yeah.
I could like I remember the card like this in Aether Drift, right? That one ended up being quite good because it drained for 2, I think, and that synergized well. And
I
that
think that
card
one was.
played out
I think
great.
that one was everybody lost to.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
which
actually,
was still synergistic. Yeah.
But yeah, same point is that like the synergy made that card actually really,
right.
really quite good.
And I'm putting this.
And so I could see the synergy bump.
I'm going to put it at, I'm going to put it at synergy C plus because I think that in the deck where you have a 2-drop that basically you get a free spell for the counter, I think this is like the thing you want to play on 3 every time. But in other decks, it's going to matter a lot less. Does that sound right?
I could see this card playing out sneakily well.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Dig site inventory, I think we have.
Yep.
Put a +1/+1 counter target creature you control against vigilance, and it has flashback. I had it at C. Michael coming in hot with these B minuses. Elliot at C minus.
Really love B minuses.
Elliot, talk to us.
Low impact.
Yeah.
So quote decent in your repartee deck, but low impact.
I think the fact that this gives you multiple repartee triggers just that by itself is probably going to make this card really, really good in like that deck specifically, right? Because you just want to like trigger that every turn, and if you get to do this like as a double spell, I feel like it's probably gonna be pretty good. But I imagine it'll be pretty pretty like mid outside of that.
Yeah. So this is a functional reprint of Homestead Courage from
Right.
Midnight Hunt.
Yeah.
That card I like that card in that set. Again, getting 2 bites at the apple for this is good. Repartee, synergies 2 for 1 in 1 card. Like I disagree that this is low impact in a deck, in an assertive synergistic deck where you're just trying to get your opponent dead. Really cheap trick like this can really make the difference in pushing damage in an early turn, and the fact that you can do it again on the next turn. I think this is going to be really valuable for, of course, not the soup deck, but for any kind of white X assertive deck.
Right. And notably, I was going to call that out. It is not a trick, but I think it does.
It's not a trick,
but
yes.
It does do the thing what you said, which is like it makes your thing like a little bit bigger, and like it lets you push like for very cheap. It lets you get us like some like size tempo bump, and it lets you do it twice, and it has synergy with casting spells, and it has synergy with stuff leaving the graveyard, which actually that's a big one that I think if red white
kind of does do everything.
Yeah. Actually, maybe this is going to be. This is an A.
Let's go.
No,
but I'd come up on a C instead of a C minus.
All right, we'll land on C. I actually could go up to C. I could see myself going up to C plus. We'll leave it at C for now. But
I mean, we can go up to C plus because I think you and Michael both are happy with it.
Well, I actually think this card's going to do a lot more. It just feels like it does something for every single. Like as I was just listing the reasons that it synergizes, I think it'll be better than I had it at originally. All right, Interceptor, Elite Interceptor. Elliot had it at C minus. Michael and I had it at C plus.
Fine, I'll buy that it's a C plus. It's Thraben Inspector, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
So it's
definitely.
like if your Thraben Inspector dies, you're still left with the clue.
Yeah, of course.
But in this case, who's gonna kill this, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it lets you tap down their best blocker. It's a Thraben Inspector. I think I'm on C plus about this still. What do you think, Elliot? Are you cool with leaving it there?
I'm sold. I could see it being a C plus. I think it plays out as a C, but I could certainly see it being a C plus.
Well, and I think that it probably also has the synergy of like casting the spells and targeting the things, and like it's like a clue that targets because you can also untap your own creature to get another trigger off of their thing. So, embrace the paradox.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that one playing out well.
And Tycho Selk in the chat, who we respect a lot, says B minus all the way, which maybe he's making a joke about Michael's B minus hot take, or maybe he's actually serious. The world will never know.
I think he's serious about the Thraben Inspector. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Elliot, you had the lowest, having this at C minus, and I had it at B.
Yeah.
Or
B
sorry,
plus,
C plus, and I had it as B. Yeah. So.
Yeah, C plus was kind of aggressively low this card Claude.
This card seems just like so good. Like all of these draw threes that ramp you, which are happening now. Like there's one at sorcery speed in Turtles, and it was really good, I think. And this is at instant speed, and it's 5 mana, which actually turns on Opus also. I think this card is just going to be really good.
This card does be great.
Yeah, this card is really unreasonable because green is ramping so hard already. So it won't take you that long to get to 5 to do this, and then you're ramping even more, right?
Yeah.
So
where do we want to land? I had it at B. That might be too much, but I actually think it's gonna be really good. But there's actually something that puts it down to a B minus for me is that I actually think I was looking back at the card draw. Actually, sorry, Claude was looking back at the card draw, and apparently there's a ton of card draw in all the colors. So as opposed to other decks or other sets where card draw has been more scarce, and like a card like this is like the one thing that makes it pop off. I wonder if like we're gonna have so many cards that we don't know what to do with them. So maybe like
this is like premium card draw though.
Yeah. All right. Where we land
in a world of divination, I'd rather be casting this.
Me too. 100%. B minus or B?
But yeah, I'm good with the B minus on this.
All right. Let's leave it there. Essence Scatter. I had this at D, and you two had it at C plus.
Essence Scatter is a good card. Essence Scatter is just a playable limited card. We had it in DMU. It was good.
Yeah.
There's spell synergies. And a lot of the spells come on a creature. So countering creatures is even better.
I had
a lot of Essence Scatter slaps.
A lot of creatures are like built in 2-for-1s with Prepare. And if you can't counter it and your opponent has mana up, sometimes they can just cast the thing right away.
Yeah.
The Prepare spell. So I think being able to counter creatures is going to be important.
I have a hard time
limited.
I guess like these sorts of I guess I'm thinking I might be biased because I'm thinking about how bad Negate has often been in limited, like almost always is. But I guess there's a lot more creatures being cast in limited, so maybe
Negate is way worse than Essence Scatter.
Everyone that's watching, I've never played Magic before. No, but I actually just have not played with Essence Scatter like a lot. I haven't played with it in limited, so I haven't experienced it. So if you are both saying that and that you think that it's higher, I'm willing to go up on it. I guess I was ranking this as Negate. I sort of put them into both in the same bucket in my head, like conditional counter spells, right? Which I just feel like oftentimes they don't counter the thing I need them to, and so they're just a dead card in my hand. But I guess like Essence Scatter would be significantly better than Negate in that way.
Negate was like playable in either March or Machines or DMU. I don't remember which, but it was like actually playable, which was
March.
shocking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in March it
March.
was.
And like, yeah, Essence Scatter is way better.
Can we? We'll put it at C plus just to see if that goes with with yours. I'm not sure that I'm sold on C plus, but 2v1, we'll go with it for now. All right, Fire Dancer, Expressive Fire Dancer. I had this card at a C plus, and Michael had this at a D plus. Wait, D plus, Michael? You think this card is borderline unplayable?
I don't think so. I think stuff in the D tier is sort of just like filler. It's a little less than bread and butter. Like you could cut it as your 24th card or something. Yeah, I think this is kind of just a filler 2-drop, and yeah, it certainly a lot of upside, but I didn't think this was amazing. I could see D plus being a little too low. I could go to C minus, but yeah.
I just feel like this
pretty
is
good
going to
in
be
my Ancestral Anger deck, but
yeah, pretty good in the Ancestral Anger
so
deck.
Fillery.
I just feel like if we're thinking about 2-drops that do the thing we want to do in an assertive deck, I guess like it's really gonna. I think what this is going to come down to is how assertive are the spell decks. Like, are there really assertive spell decks? Because if I'm playing this on 2 and then attacking with it and they can't block it because it's pumped, and the spell does something, I just feel like this is going to be one of those cards that is always just slightly too big to block profitably and will be a very important 2-drop for any tempo-y red deck. But maybe I think that will really just depend on how the format shakes out. Because if instead you're trying to block with this or whatever, it's obviously way worse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine bringing it down. Can we bring it to C, or do we feel like it's really a C minus? You guys are really sold C minus. I think I would put it at
C minus. Pretty C minus.
All right, you guys. We'll put it there for you guys. I think, let the record show, I think that depending on how the format shakes out, it'll be a C. All right. Because I just think that in a deck that is trying to just continue to get bigger than your opponent, and just make their blocks awkward forever, it'll be pretty decent. And Tanner's just listing some more reasons in the chat why it's pretty good, and I have to agree with them because it supports my argument. I'm just kidding. That's not good. That's not good. Don't do that, folks. Follow the Lumerets. Elliot, you had it at C. Michael had it at, you guessed it, B minus.
Let's go.
Elliot, start first. Or actually, Michael, why don't you start first, since we've been starting with Elliot a lot.
Sure. Yeah, I think this card is 2 mana, probably 2 mana draw 2 out of the top 4 cards of the deck, in specifically a Witherbloom deck. I think I think this is going to be really good specifically in the Witherbloom deck. Playable D plus-ish filler, I think, in a non-life gain deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be really good in Witherbloom.
Yeah, Elliot, how do you feel about a 2 mana draw 2? Because I think in a build,
dude. I realized that I could come up higher to a C plus on this. I think it's pretty decent if you're if you obviously build around it and you have 10 less than 5 spells in your deck, you're hitting pretty often.
Yeah, I think I have this at build around C plus, though. I think that this also obviously these kinds of cards always obviously get better the more bombs you have in your deck, right? The more good the thing that you find is, even if you're just finding one thing, is good. But I think that the fact that it finds a land is pretty decent too. But yeah, I'll put it up build around C plus. Mascot. Oh, and actually just a time check. How far down the list are we? I think we're actually a third of the way down the list, and we are at the time we had said we were going to finish this.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So maybe we finish here, end here, and then we can decide asynchronously whether we want to come back to where we left off and just go through the set as a thing we do at the start of the set every time, and obviously our advice will our scores will get better and better and better as time goes on, or if we want to just abandon it. So we can decide that offline, but we'll start here. We'll end here for today. Fractal Mascot. Jake coming in at B, not even Michael's B minus, which he has, by the way, but at B is Elliot at a solid C. I'm gonna be honest, I've been really hyped on any cards that are shaped like a moose in recent sets. Like they've been pretty good.
That's honestly the best reason you could give me for putting this as a D.
So my thoughts about I'll just start because I'm talking about it. When it enters, tap target creature opponent controls, put a stun counter on it, 6/6 trample. Yeah, I think B. Maybe I'm willing to go down to Michael's B minus, but I think the thing that always works against these sorts of cards, like 6/6 tramplers, is that you play them, and then if your opponent is on the front foot and removes your 6/6, then like you just die, right? Like it's really easy to get to 6 mana, play a 6/6 trample. Your opponent has creatures they're attacking, they remove your 6/6, and then you're just dead because they've kept templing over you. This has the benefit of like slowing your opponent's tempo when it enters, which is why I was so high on it. Plus, like I think that trample is just going to be pretty big in the format. I think it's gonna be pretty big in the format. That's my theory. But yeah, what do you? Let's go to Michael, and then Elliot.
Yeah, everything you said.
Short and sweet. All right, Elliot, what do you think? C Mooser.
Okay, C was aggressive. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a clunky card. Like I want my 6-drops to be doing more, and I can only put so many 6-drops in my deck. Like,
yeah,
I guess that's my reasoning.
You know, actually,
but like, yeah, this is I guess the comparison is like Iceberg Strider from Kaldheim, and that card kind of ripped. So yeah, I'd come up to C plus on this for sure. Getting me to B minus on this, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I'm willing to settle somewhere in the B minus, like C plus range. I think especially because I think that your point that you made, Elliot, like I think the point that I made about like the role that it plays out is fine. The point that you made though about like what I want to do at 6 mana, like this, I probably am going to have other stuff that I'm going to want to do at 6 mana. Though I'm sure there are some decks where like I actually am just trying to ramp to 6 and get them dead, and maybe this like fits there, right? Which is why tier lists are non-conclusive, right? Because there's always decks that want something that it doesn't fit generally. But yeah, I'm willing to come down a little bit. So let's put it at like, we'll see. We'll put it at C plus, and then we'll just see. Okay. And that's all the time we have for this exercise specifically. We got a third of the way through the list of cards, not even just the list of cards in the set, but the list of cards that we disagree about. And there's a lot more to come.
And specifically commons.
And specifically commons. We got a third of the way through the commons we disagree about. This is hard. How does anyone do this? And actually, I think the answer is that they take 4 hours to do it. When I looked at
the reviews take forever. Like having done a bunch of set reviews with just one other person, they take forever.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, hey, well that was pretty interesting. I think that it did do the thing that I had hoped it would do, which is that like we got to like hear some different perspectives on why we thought cards were good, and also like thought about like even just that last Moose example was a really good example of like there's reasons why it's pretty good for what it does, and reasons why maybe you wouldn't even include it because you want to do something else. Like I think there's a lot of nuance there that we got to talk through, which is good. And I'm really excited to see how that that card that puts a counter on things and flashbacks does, because we just went way up on it. So we'll see how good it is.
And I want to say I was probably overcompensating because I was trying to not be the sourpuss of the group that I am about our pools and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be more optimistic about all these cards. So.
Dude, that's pretty funny.
I'm aggressively negative when it comes to set reviews normally. So
yeah, well, and I think that you know, maybe that's Elliot. Maybe you just want to be right, because I have a feeling that a lot of the times cards always end up being worse than we think they're gonna be. Feels like the average, and then a few outliers exceed our expectations. So you're probably on average right more often than you're wrong. All right, so all three of you are in here, ready to change modes a little bit.
Let's go.
All right, so we are going to transition from doing the set review to building a pool out of the set that we've never seen before. So we're going to start by launching a team sealed event. All of us are going to be on the same team, and then we're just gonna jump right into it. And I think that we're gonna start. Do you guys want to start sort of the same way we did last time, which was we talked about sort of the sorting practices, and we had agreed that in person we would maybe sort out removal as an easy thing, but we won't do that for this build because it's so arduous and tedious. And instead, we will just filter by rarity first, jump in to see if there's, and then like just take a look at it sort of like a little bit quietly, but like together, and see like if there's anything else that stands out to us as like the possible power outliers. And then we'll work to agreement on the overall archetypes that we want to build, and then we'll split up and build the actual decks. Maybe not leaving Jake to deal with the hardest one while other people are talking because he's auditorily sensitive. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
Right.
Okay. Oh, we have. I think you guys. Any guesses about which one of these cards is my favorite? My pet card that I already think is gonna be my favorite in the whole set.
Is it the mythic rare?
No,
Or
it's
is
this.
it the Forum Not
It's
Prescribed?
it's the bear with a rampant growth on it.
Oh, that card's sick.
This
I
card
mean,
is
no, that can't be your pet card because that's everybody's pet card.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it defines. It doesn't. It's
just
not
a
really a
good card.
pet card. This is going to be the card that I'm going to be first picking way more than I should. Maybe let's put it that way. Like move over mythics. I want this bear. All right. So we have for the rares we have, or for the birds and mythics we have Quandrix the Proof. I think that this is. I think I had this one as my most highly rated in the whole set. I think I had this as like my only A+ that I gave out.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it has immediate value. That's really important out for the the 5 dragons.
Yeah, because a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
And then Hope Singer. Oh yeah, this card is gonna be bananas. There's 2 of those. Tide Caller.
Exhibition Tide Caller. It's a wild one.
Yeah, I feel like this card is. It'll be good. Like the thing that's rough about this Tide Caller is it doesn't block anything. Right? Like at least like if it was like a 1/3.
Oh, 1/1.
Yeah, it blocks pest tokens. I think if this card was a 1/3, it would be probably like really good. But I imagine it's gonna be pretty bad because it can't block. But we'll see. Whenever this creature enters prepared, and it protects something. Okay, that's like fine.
Okay. We have.
I'll give this to you guys. This Molten Core Maestro is better than the the other 2 drop that you guys put at D- or whatever, D+.
Well, I mean, this is a rare.
Oh, actually, this is a question I wanted to ask you all. How do you feel? Like, how did you feel about the Converge cards? Like as you were going through the set review, because like my initial impression.
I don't have enough of a feel on them yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like they're either.
They seemed better than I expected.
I feel like they're either like the thing that's like a big question mark for me is are they going to be like is there going to be like a dedicated multicolor deck that wants to really like cast Wooburg a lot, or are they just going to be like a way to get incremental value out of your additional tap lands? You know, that's sort of like a question I don't know the answer to yet. Okay.
3 blue-red lands.
All right. So in the rares, do you guys agree that in the rares, our big outliers for power are the Quandrix and then aggressive red-white? I mean, I guess that's all we really have in the red spot, but it seems like
I like the Hope Singers for sure. I don't know about red-white. It could be red-blue.
Oh, I'm not saying.
Teamer.
I'm not necessarily saying that like those 2 cards together, those 2 colors together. I'm just saying like we have, like this card, like there's some bangers in red white. They don't have to be together, but like those, there's some bangers there for sure.
I mean, Antiquities on the Loose is also good. It's at a baseline 3 mana for 2 2/2s.
Yeah,
quite
good.
Where are you looking?
I really like it's right under the Stirring Hope Singers. The 1 white sorcery make 2 2/2s.
Oh, sorry, I have it sorted by rares.
Do you have non-creatures split off? If you click the layout.
Yeah, make it just one row, unclick 2 rows.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains why we had so few rares. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, no, I think that, oh my gosh, it's even better. It gets better. Yeah, I think these are
Together as
really good.
one. Together as one is a
So
great, like,
together as one looks awesome.
basically like a world tree kind of payoff, right, for soup decks.
Together as one. Target player draws its cards, is X damage to any target, and you gain X left. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I think Moment of Reckoning is going to be freaking nuts.
It is, but it doesn't touch blue or green, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to do in the big soup decks, but still probably doable.
Or like if there's just like it might just be a black-white card, right? I'm really curious about the soup. There has to be like a lot of green fixing, I think, for soup to work, based on what I've seen so far.
Oh, there is going to be a lot of it. Surveyor. Oh my god. These Simic cards are insane. Just in the set in general.
Agreed.
If you put a counter on screen, put it at Jesus. All right. Abigail.
Michael, if you don't mind reading quietly so I can read the cards that I'm reading too, just because I can't handle noises because I'm a sensitive babe. Yeah, maybe just call out specifically anything that you seems like a power outlier to you.
We have 3 Thraben Inspectors.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, for sure.
All in on white something aggro being a deck.
Yeah,
100%.
Procrastinate,
whether it's red or black.
Procrastinate in blue seems it's actually a really good card.
Procrastinate. Where is it?
It's a sorcery, X blue, tap a creature, put twice X stun counters on it. Sorcery.
Oh yeah, I think that procrastinate just like takes cards out of the game for the whole game.
Yeah.
There is like a pretty like 2x procrastinate and then the 2x banishing betrayal. That's not nothing in terms of count like tempo.
Yeah.
Two banishing betrayals and Quandrix. And together as one and sleight of hand and deduce. I'm like, that's starting to get somewhere.
Oh man, we have 4 pest mascots. And a Bogwater pest mascots. So we didn't get to pest mascot in our previous discussion on the commons, but I think I was much higher in this one than you guys were.
I think it's going to be good.
Pest mascot,
I think the card's good.
Out of hand.
Oh,
actually,
wait. No, this is not the card I was thinking of. Oh, I'm not sure about this card.
Yeah. Bogwater Lumeret into pest mascot seems pretty hard to come back from.
That does seem like a hell of a curve.
Oh, actually, we have 2. Actually, look at this, guys. 2 of the mooses. Like, what are we doing? This is it. We're doing moose stuff. That's it. Oh wait, I should be looking at the. I guess like I actually would love to see multicolored cards, right? Because like that actually might be like in this sort of.
Also got environmental.
Like this sort of set.
Can I start tinkering with a soup deck?
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
I want to just like start pulling cards around.
Go ahead. I would love to make a Golgari deck, but I'm looking through the black cards. We don't have a lot of life gain in black. And then green. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not seeing a lot of random life gain in our Golgari cards. So the the 3 pest mascots might be going to waste here, unfortunately.
Let me look and see if I can. I did see a little bit of life gain in. Maybe it was just the Terrafractal gain life. I just wonder if there might be a world where we're doing something like Sultai life gainy. But let me just look and see.
Yeah.
Well, and we have the 2 molten notes. Like 2x molten note.
Where's that molten note?
It's red white.
What card is that?
It's the red white X red white. uncommon.
What's this guy? Oh,
Which
this card. Yeah, I don't understand this card. Are you supposed to cast this before
Mm,
combat or after combat?
yeah, I'm not sure about that card either. It seems like an
Yeah.
interesting one.
but
And it
it does.
flashes back for 8 mana.
That's true. Like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I did not like this card.
I guess
Yeah.
like the way that I'm looking at it is like a decent burn spell that I guess it's not like very it's expensive burn spell, but you get to do it again. But I guess like if we're trying to push it in a pushing damage sort of deck, like we're probably not getting to 8 very much unless that's what the format prescribes. In which case, yikes.
Okay. So while Elliot's screwing around with Simic plus Splash, do you want to look at
Upgrades.
right now? I'm looking at either black white and black red. Might be our other 2 decks.
Well,
We split white.
like Michael, let's look like while Elliot's doing that. Let's you and me just like look through the multicolored cards and see if there's anything that's pulling us into any of those specific things.
Okay. I'll practice Scrollsmith. The just like 3/2 first strike. They have a lot of first strike in this set,
Yeah,
and I thought they were going to stop doing that. This card's just good.
yeah, it is just good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's also in black green we do have the exchange student that makes a pest.
Yep, that is a nice one. I mean, but that's just one card. Just thumbing through the other green and black cards, I didn't see
Like
very much life gain.
there's a
Unfortunately,
root manipulation. There's Luwin.
yeah. I mean,
I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that gains life that we're missing. Yep. So there's 2 dissection practices in black.
that's true. Okay.
Let's see if there's anything else. Because the thing about these pest mascots is that it doesn't need to be like before combat, right? Like it can be
Right.
at instant speed. Like, and there's like, there's 2 of the melancholic poets. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets this creature, your opponents lose 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Yeah. All right. So how about this? How about we try to build the Golgari deck, and we probably take all the green cards that Ellie doesn't want anyway.
Wait, actually, Michael, why don't you build the Gog? Wait, do you want to build? I think we should try building a red white deck and a Golgari deck,
Golgari?
just as like
Sure. Which one?
Just to see if how that works.
Yeah. Which one you want?
Which one do you want?
I'll take Golgari.
Okay, I'll build the very obvious white deck.
You just comment on render speechless. That's like twice the humiliate. I think it's twice as bad as humiliate. Is the 2 black white sorcery. You thought seize them and you put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature.
I remember this card. There was a card that was kind of like this that I remember being actually not as bad as we thought. But I think that this one is another one where like if you're doing this as a 4 mana play, but the fact that you're targeting something gives you a bunch of advantage because of triggers, then it's actually like probably pretty good. But if you're doing it not in that context, it's probably pretty bad. Because I think there was another card from the other original Strixhaven that was kind of like this that performed a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, it was humiliate.
Oh, was it just humiliate?
Yeah, and this card is exactly double humiliate, but without you don't take 2 of their cards. You take 1 of the cards still. So yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. Are you gonna splash at least 1 of these from Necroscribes, Elliot? This card's nuts if it gets going. That's the uncommon 5 and a black 5/4.
Oh, interesting. Yes, I do remember looking at that. Jeez, the mana's interesting. I'm not sure how to make. I guess definitely gonna splash some Necroscribes because we have 2 green-black lands.
Okay. You haven't taken the Studious first year, Elliot.
Oh yeah, I haven't put that in yet. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and
fine.
there are 3 Potioner's Troves if you really need that. The Mana Rock.
I know. I was like kind of looking at the Mana Rock.
And there was another
But-
one. There's also the crappy I forgot what the 3 mana. It's an uncommon this time. It's the vehicle. That's
oh yeah, the
basically
vehicle. I saw that. That thing's kind of intriguing to me.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna take that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be able to get there on the soup then.
Yeah, on the land,
So
yeah.
now I'm into Converge. There's some red stuff I'm interested in too, and we've got 3 blue-red lands.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take the Evolving Wilds. I hope that's okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
How many wizards? Oh, we have actually quite a couple of wizards. I guess only a couple. But cancel Mana Drain should be good, right?
Yeah, I didn't know how to.
I think the card's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Still good, right? Yeah.
I think it's good, but it's also like, is it just non-creatures or is it any spell?
Any spell.
Oh, if you control a wizard though only, right?
Yeah. If you control a wizard, you get Mana Drain. Otherwise, it's just cancel.
Yeah.
This is hard.
I don't think we're missing, like I'm looking, there's a lot of these red cards that seem like they want to be in the like Opus, like an Opus deck. And I don't think we have one of those, right? Like I don't think we have enough like payoffs for that deck. Question mark?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, am I wrong? I feel like Sundering Archaic's probably going to be pretty decent.
In the soup deck, yeah.
Like especially because it'll just let you it'll let you not bottom out.
Oh yeah, I am curious about that card.
Oh my gosh.
I think it is going to be good.
Well, we have an opportunity to find out.
I need some red cards that I want to splash.
I mean, Jay could maybe give up on a Braid.
Yeah.
Why do you need red cards, Elliot?
We have 3 blue-red lands, and so it just seems like kind of silly not to play some of them.
But you also could play like are there any of the multicolored cards?
Yeah. I'm looking.
All right, this Golgari deck is not looking amazing. I'm really short on 2 drops.
Are you not playing these rares, Michael?
I have 4 right now.
The ones on the side.
Rares?
The Lewin and the root manipulation.
Well, okay. I have 8 creatures total, of which 4 are 2 drops. And Lewin needs to exile creature cards to re-prepare itself.
Oh, I keep also looking at Lewin and being like, oh, it's 1 mana spell, but it's not. It's not a. I'm really getting frustrated with the way that, like, I'm like, oh, that's a adventure. Like the way that they keep repeating these like similarly looking things is pretty difficult.
Ellie, can I have the environmental scientist? That's the 2-drop green uncommon. It gets a basic to land hand.
I don't think you can have that. No. Assuming I'm playing soup.
Yeah.
I need 2 drop.
I just feel like it's exactly what I need in this deck, but I'm not that splashy yet.
So I'm not
Michael,
loving how this is looking.
I am I haven't actually like really tried to like build mine yet. Let me just finish like taking a quick shot at this red white, and then I'll come over and look at Golgari with you.
Okay. Share this screen as well. Yeah.
Oh dang! I think Tackle Artist is going to be good.
Look at that. That's the black one. No, the red one.
Oh yeah, I could see that card playing out okay.
Yeah, that one's nice.
All right. I have way too many cards.
There was a lot of trample in this deck, I feel.
There is a surprising amount of trample.
Yeah.
I guess they want games to actually end.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this Orsia card? That draws two.
I mean, if not for that really weird trinket text, cost reduction, it's strictly worse than Muldrifter, right?
Right. But the cost reduction does kind of rip.
How often are you going to get that to happen?
Fair point. Fair point.
And are you already winning if you can get that condition?
If your board's stalling, I guess.
Oh, Elliot, do you want this Magma Blood Archaic, actually?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Because I think I can still play it, and I mean it's pretty good with a pump your whole team. For a bunch.
The pump your whole team seems pretty good, assuming you have enough instant sorceries, which you probably do.
Jake, do you have a lot of extra white to spare? Like, can you put more red cards in your deck?
The problem is that a lot of the red cards are, a lot of the red cards want to be in like a splashy big spell deck. They're not like assertive.
Okay.
Though maybe Michael, let's join forces, Michael, because Elliot. I think that we know there's going to be some sort of deck that Elliot wants to play, right? Some sort of like green blue deck that plays Quandrix and maybe splashes a bunch, maybe doesn't. Like you and I need to figure out what else we're doing here.
I'm even pulling in this guy.
Hold on.
Hold on. Lumaret.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah. So I have two of the poets. I'm even desperately pulling in this referee. We got the Lumaret, and then 4 pest mascots, and those are literally all our creatures. We have a bunch of stuff that we really love to play in a life gain Golgari deck.
Wait, why don't you have the other 2 rares in here? Can you just put them in here just so we know that we can see what the?
Sure. I mean,
it's a 4-drop. There's the Lewin. Who's down there?
It's not a rare. It's an uncommon.
Oh, the uncommon. Yeah.
So again, this one fine, but this guy needs to exile creature cards to prepare itself, to re-prepare itself. Right. So sure. And this guy is an overrun again. If you don't have any creatures, this sucks.
Right, so, but if you do have a bunch of things that get bigger when you gain life, it's going to end the game really fast.
For increment, I don't know about increment on this guy. No, the giraffe. What's this guy do? As long as you gain life this turn, this guy's not bad actually. These tenured concoctors, these are not bad.
Yeah. Let me see if I can look with you and see if there's anything else I think that should be going in there.
You can maybe take one of these. Yeah.
Like, do you have how much repartee do you have? Is it just the melancholic poets?
Actually, there's the poets. I'm adding this guy now.
I was gonna say there's that 1-drop there.
Yeah, 1-drop.
Because there's also like if I'm looking at like there's Masterful Flourish is like a decent, like it's not really what we want to be doing. Oh wait, End the Hunt.
It doesn't get Death Touch.
Why don't you End the Hunt for sure? You'd be playing.
Yeah. I thought that maybe Elliot wanted it, but Elliot, are you playing black? Are you splashing black?
I will splash a little black, but not a ton of black.
You should take the.
Which one's End the Hunt?
It's the sorcery, 2 mana, opponent exiles their biggest thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And well, and you
I
should
mean,
play
I could take some.
Foolish Fate, like, because like Elliot, you don't need to be soup necessarily, right? Like you could just take a bunch of, like you could take some of the good converge cards, but just take like the good tap lands that we're not playing to do that, and then just be like good blue green, right? Like you don't have to be soup.
Yeah, I
just
think
because.
Yeah, agreed. And that's where I've ended up is I'm good blue green.
Right. So like if
With
you don't,
whatever
so if you
else.
don't need the removal, like if you need the removal, like grab it. But if you don't need it, like I don't think you should just like take it because we have the fixing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying
Oh
by
yeah,
that?
agreed. And I haven't yet.
Okay.
Do you want the Foolish Fate?
I'm just thinking that Michael might want it, might need it. We're not sure. I guess it
Cool.
depends on how
Yeah,
much removal he has.
you can have it.
Michael, because you also have this like Deathbloom Botanist, but I'm not sure. I don't think you have a lot of pests, right? So like that probably isn't going to go off that hard.
Which guy's the Deathbloom Botanist?
Sort yours by color, Michael. Sort the top by color, and then it'll be easier for you to see what the blue
Sure,
and the
yeah.
green cards are. So I'm in.
What color is it?
I'm in black. I'm just going down black. It's the black 3-drop that you're not playing. There's also pool.
This guy.
We have a lot of good white black 2-color cards. Do we want to look at that instead of green black?
Like, are you talking about the
Yes,
Abigail,
yeah,
like the poet laureate?
yeah. That's why I was asking you, Jake, if you had white to spare.
Like I could give you white, but like I definitely have some white cards that we could. I definitely have some white cards that I could give you, but like they're kind of split right now where there's like some of them really care about like Repartee, but I'm not sure if I lose those if maybe there's enough for like a green, like a red white and a white black, because you're basically just saying that the only green that's really paying off is the is the like the pest mascot situation, and we don't actually have enough life gain to make that like crazy. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe do that. Maybe try out black white, and I'll give you. The question is though, like I have like the Repartee stuff, like Stirring Hope Slinger. Like those guys are, that's really good.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'll just so release the stuff you're definitely not using. I'll see what I can build out of that, and then
Here,
I'll take a look at it.
gonna release the stuff that cares about. I think because the black white is really focused on Repartee, and so I'm gonna give you the stuff that cares about it, because like if we're gonna do that, we should do it. You know. So I'm gonna try to focus, which actually will help me get down. I need to cut cards anyway. Like I have 3 of these elite interceptors, right? Like I'm playing the Thraben Inspectors.
Oh yeah.
They do kind of go better in the Repartee deck, but like
They definitely do.
but we both want them.
Yeah, I mean we can split them. You just put it in your sideboard, Jake, instead of releasing it.
Oh, I sure did. And I actually did that with all of my white cards that I was trying to give you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, way to go.
Dude, that's so frustrating.
Oh, good God. Yeah, the Stirring Hope Singers. Fuck. Yeah. Oh, that's my one. Dissection Practice versus Masterful Flourish in a vacuum outside of life gain synergies.
Can you say those two things by telling me what they are? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Dissection Practice is the single black instant.
Okay.
Drain target opponent for 1, and then one creature gets +1.
I think it's really it's like it's going to be the bread and butter of your Repartee, because it lets you
that versus a Masterful Flourish, which is target creature gets +1/+0 and indestructible.
Oh, I think the Dissection Practice is going to be better than Masterful Flourish. I think significantly.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, I would play 2 of the practices over the flourishes.
Okay. need more creatures still. I still only have 12
Oh,
creatures.
there was a few more I was trying to give you that I forgot. I needed to, dude,
Okay,
this
6.
as always, Jake's gonna gripe about the UI.
Don't
Wait, how do we
worry,
feel about Graduation Day? Because that seems like a card that like I'm not
The
sure.
1 mana white card.
Yeah.
Not willing to believe
certainly
that.
doesn't go in your deck.
No.
So I'll take it.
But like I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's powerful enough to even go in the Repartee deck, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
agreed.
Sure. I'm not sure.
Oh, here, I'll give you one Shattered Acolyte. I actually think it'll probably be even better in your deck. And I do have the Elite Interceptors are also better in your deck, but I want them in
Wait, the
my
Shattered
deck.
Acolyte. Repartee is only instants and sorceries, not abilities, right?
Right, but it's a lifelink body to put counters and stuff on. I guess is what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I have 4 2-drops right now, so I could use some more of those.
Do you want me to give you both of the Acolytes, or I should probably give you one of the Interceptors, which I don't really want to do, but I will do because I think they are better in your deck. But I don't really like that we're. I guess what I'm actually. This is maybe a count against this plan. I don't think it's a bad plan, but I don't like that we're breaking up. I don't necessarily like that we're breaking up the power of the white deck. You know, it kind of feels.
Yeah, but
It kind of feels like there's so much. Like if we're putting the 3 elite interceptors and the the flyers that put stuff, like it just feels like there's so much, like almost like a mono white deck that is just going to be like so kick butt. I'm not sure if we're making the deck quality worse by splitting it, but I guess it depends on what we could do with the other option, right? I guess that's really what it comes down to.
yeah, the black green deck was looking kind of mopey, kind of short on aggressive.
Yeah, the black green deck looked bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you have the Render Speechless, which you may or may not want to play.
I wasn't gonna play it. I don't think it's a good card. 4 mana for this effect. You only get to take 1 card. Yeah, I don't like it.
I bet it's better than it plays on, but I'm fine with leaving it off for this build. Wait, Elliot, do you not have enough stuff to make Fractal Tender good? Because Fractal Tender seems to me like a card that's really good if you are playing around it.
I feel like that card. I've looked at that card and it just does not seem that good. Like you're only going to get 1 activation off of it. I have a bunch of 6-drops. Well, I have 4 6-drops.
But you don't have stuff you're not putting counters on stuff a bunch, right?
Yeah, correct.
Because if you put a counter on a creature this turn, you make it fractal, and if you don't,
this creature.
Oh, it's this creature. So you don't have big stuff that's triggering it. Oh, okay.
It's like I have big stuff that can trigger it, but like I don't think it's worth it in that case. Yeah, I looked at that card for a bit, and I also thought it worked differently than it did.
I thought it was like a counters.
I need to cut
buff up. But Elliot, you can play.
I need to cut a bunch of cards.
You can play,
and I need help.
All the green stuff. We have more cards that you can play, Elliot. Here, before let's take a little pause here. Why don't you guys come look at this red white deck and tell me what you think of it, and then we'll move on, and I'll come help you, Elliot, because I think this red white deck is like done maybe.
So I'm I'm looking at the Twitch stream. Jake.
Okay, so I have 1 elite interceptor. There's actually more 2-drop creatures than it looks like because both Group Project and Living Historian make a.
I can't see your full screen, Jake. Like your full browser window. I don't think in the stream.
Oh, yeah. Can you go to?
Or is that on purpose?
No, that's not on purpose. But you can see my whole deck, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So yeah, like there's more 2-drops here. There's like the Group Project is really a creature. The Living History is really a creature. And then these are also really actually creatures. So like if anything, I probably could even go down like an Owl Historian and put in another piece of removal. But basically, like there's a bunch of stuff that's 2-drops. Then there's things that really care about. There's stuff that really cares about things leaving the graveyard. And then I have like this creature can remove itself from the graveyard, which is mid, but mostly it's like the antiquities. It's like flashback is the thing that's doing the graveyard thing. The antiquities flashback themselves. Group project flashbacks itself. Helping Hand brings something back from the graveyard. Stone Guard Glider can exile stuff from the graveyard. The Scrollsmith can exile stuff from the graveyard. And there's a couple other like graveyard payoffs. Like it doesn't have quite. I'm not sure if it has quite enough stuff. Like there's these Ascendant Outspeakers, for example, which turn exile something every turn, and so maybe it's worth just playing one of these actually, just to like get to an end game where I'm doing that every turn.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, this actually,
Sorry,
I think this looks like it kind of slaps, to be honest.
We're missing unconditional big removal here. I would be afraid that you get bricked by just one big creature. What can we give you?
Well, I have.
I don't like the Tackle Artist here. Tackle Artist looks really bad.
Oh, you don't like the tackle? Oh, wait, you don't like the Tackle Artist here?
You have what, like 6 spells?
No, because a lot of these are spells too. Oh, it's
that
instant.
Card's in your sideboard.
No, like antiquity on the least. These are all spells. The group project is a spell.
Okay, count them. I count 7.
6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess I'm counting 9 plus more on my sideboard. But yeah, like I mean, it's still just a 4.
Yeah, I don't like the Tackle Artist.
It's still just a 4/3. Sorry.
Right. Is Opus is only instants and sorceries, right?
That's true.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
so it's not counting primary research. But
No.
I do have
Or even
flashback,
history.
which means that if I'm casting them early, I get to recast them later. And I have 1, 2.
I just think
3.
Tackle Artist is bad here.
So like it's still like a 4/3
Like,
that will probably be a
think this-
5/4 with trample. Would you rather have it be another one of these Dune Dust Speakers, just because it like triggers the graveyard synergy?
I don't know. I think Tackle Artist is as good as it kind of gets here because at least 3 of the creatures are actually instants or sorceries, or 2 of the creatures are instants or sorceries, right?
Yeah. I think that even if this was just a 4/3 trample, that would be decent. And the fact that it's often going to be a 5/4 trample or a 6/5 trample if I get 1 or 2 spells off is fine. But I could see the case for needing to add, like, these are, I don't really like bringing the curve up that high, but I do like that these guys let me exile cards from my graveyard to trigger all my things.
I think you should be main decking some of the stand-ups.
Just like
Yeah, I agree. And
Yeah,
I like keeping at least one of those 5 mana flyers in.
Yeah, I think I kind of like that. I kind of want to. I think that like Molten Note, I actually am really curious about how often I'm going to want to bring this in or not, because it does do the thing. I guess it depends on like. We'll have to see.
Seems like a worse stand-up for yourself here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't need the untap. And it's what? 3 mana, deal 3 damage.
Okay. I actually kind of like this build, or like something really close to it. I think this is, if you guys are in agreement, I think this is good enough to leave like it is, and then we can move on to something else.
Yeah, agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't like playing the Magma Blood Archaic here. I don't think you're doing anything with it. But yeah, we can move on to another deck.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. It does. I think that this Archaic, even if, for what it's worth, just before I move on, like this is if it just pops off once or twice, like if I just get 1 or 2 instant or sorcery triggers, like that's still pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I think that card's good enough.
But okay, so let's go to Elliot needs help.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I've ended up on. It's ended up being more of like a Simic spells deck. It's got
so it looks like Elliot, what do you need help with? Are you just like don't know what to cut, don't know where to go?
I need to cut 4 more cards. So I don't what am I doing here?
I don't think you're main decking that Tide Caller, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
Tide Caller. Really? I think it gives you a way to win the game when the board stalls out.
I agree with that.
I think this card's good.
I think I agree with that assessment, but like in like your first, like I would bring it as a sideboard card in like a grindy matchup is how I would think about it. Because like a lot of times it's going to be doing like it's 1 mana to.
And then I can also mill myself with my Sundering Archaic. Like, come on, man. No, I don't know. You could be right. It's also a wizard for mana drain.
Okay. Wizard is reasonable, I guess. I mean, it's probably I think the thing that's going to happen with that card, and maybe that's actually more relevant in draft, but actually Team Sealed is more like draft than like that card against my deck. Right? Like you main deck that card against my deck and it can't block a single thing and you're down a card and it does nothing. Like I think I would bring it in as a sideboard card against like the control mirrors is like how I would see that. But
I'm not that.
Yeah. So what else is
What
so
are you?
is it basically like, what are you doing? Like you're ramping?
We're ramping to top end with expensive spells and good stuff.
What are
and
you
then we're
blinking?
playing like a control game.
Yeah. What are you blinking
with this guy?
What exactly are you blinking with that guy?
The Sundering Archaic, the Necroscribe.
Well, if you blink the Archaic, it doesn't
Environmental
do
Science.
UTB, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, fair point. I don't know. It's also like a flash threat. Like, just on raid, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I could like look at bringing in a mascot.
Hey, Elliot, I think you should be playing the Burrig Barrage. 2 mana shoot spell because you have 2 Death Touchers. You have multiple Death Touchers.
I don't think he has
I'm
enough.
playing one of them, but yeah, my issue is lack of creatures to play that.
Okay,
yeah, I don't.
Gotcha.
Actually,
Sorry.
I don't love that.
I do have 2 newts.
I was just looking at the I was looking at the top and like seeing the double newt, and that seemed reasonable to me. But like I guess like if you're not actually playing it. Oh, and like follow the Lumerates. Do you have any life gain? Like, is this seems like a deck where that might be
life
good.
gain? No. No, I'm mostly spells.
How much do you need the hexproof spell? Because
my logic with that is Quandrix and it's really good with Necroscribe. Like I was counting up the ways I had for Necroscribe, and I was like, oh, maybe another one of those is good.
Yeah, but like you specifically would want to wait till 7 to cast Necroscribe, right? Which is maybe what you want, right? And for Quandrix, like you got value already from this thing.
Yeah. Fair.
Although it's awkward to cascade into like an X spell or Mana Sculpt.
Yeah, true. There are some things that are kind of awkward to cascade into, but like
at
the end of the day.
Yeah, but you're not gonna not play Quandrix, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need one more cut.
Yeah.
Elliot, not to make this easier for you, but encouraging Aviator is a flyer and a wizard, and it has a repeatable target spell which goes really hard with Necroscribe. It's the 3 mana blue uncommon.
So now we're at.
It's nice that it's like an expensive instant. Hold up.
It's just still giving you worse things to deal with here. Like I'm actually looking at cards that like I'm wondering why they're not in here. But I guess like you have 1 copy of the Hydro Channeler, or are you not playing any of the Hydro Channelers? Because like isn't Hydro Channeler better than Newt here in some ways?
It was before I cut the Barrage. I like the Newt blocks better, and I have 6-drop creatures that I want to ramp into. I guess is my thinking.
Okay, I guess it really depends. Like it kind of feels like because you have like multiple channelers and multiple newts, and they want to help you with different things. And it like your deck. It seems like you could kind of go higher on either the spells or the creatures. So like you're kind of at a crossroads, right? It's like, do you go lean. I think you kind of need to lean into one or the other more, like into spells or into creatures. I guess Newt lets you do either. It doesn't force you.
Yeah, that was kind of my logic. Is Newt lets you do both.
The only thing about the Hydro Channeler is, in some ways, I guess I would just you'd have these in the sideboard, and you would probably like move between them depending on which one blocks better. Because a 1/3 is just going to be a much better blocker sometimes than a Newt that you don't really want to trade off because you want to ramp with it. And it's also a wizard, which just like I think
that is a wizard.
I think it matters for Mana Sculpt. Like I think that's 2-drop wizard into turn 3 Mana Sculpt into Quandrix seems good. Yeah,
that does seem good.
Is this exactly the deck that would want to play Landscape Painter? The 2/1 that you can pay 5 to draw 2 later. Like you just want a little road bump. You're totally cool with trading it off. Totally cool with trading it off.
Yeah, I remember looking at that.
I don't know. I don't know about that because like, this is another one where like if you do just trade it off, like if you're expected to just trade it off, like then you just played a 2/1.
Yeah, 2/1 that traded.
Yeah, you played a removal spell.
Right, but like wouldn't you have rather had a 1/3? Wouldn't you rather have had a 1/3 that can help you cast like your spells than that? Like it just seems like I just feel like that there's other things I'd rather have there than the 2/1.
But a 1/3 does not discourage attacks. It doesn't get rid of stuff on the board. Right? Because they have 2/2/2s, they can keep attacking you all day.
I think it just really depends on the matchup. But I think I would go with a 1/3 before a 2/1 as the main deck every time.
Let's see.
Depends on the format. No way to know right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do like the Channeler here more. I think it has more utility than the 2/1. Yeah. God, I can't see her.
It also, Elliot, I think that you probably will. Oh wait, are you playing Chase Inspiration? You are, right? Or you're not main decking it? I think that you want to main deck a Chase Inspiration.
Not main decking. We talked about it. I don't think we want to.
Why?
Yeah, I don't think it does enough.
Doesn't it just like you have like a couple of spells that if they survive, you win the game, like Quandrix and Necroscribe.
I mean, Michael's point was Quandrix gets value on ETB, and like Necroscribe already has ward. Plus, like, are you really holding it till 7? Like, that seems like the kind of thing you can prepare for in sideboarding.
Okay.
And like, I don't really have anything else I want to protect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the things.
I
think this is close enough at this point, so I'm willing to take a look at another deck.
All right, so let's go. I think that this seems reasonable to me. I don't like looking through the rest of the only other things that like there's you actually Elliot, you probably want to take the Grapple with Death. Is like the green black destroy artifact or creature spell.
But yeah, I'll switch it.
And yeah, but I don't think there's anything else that's like giving you more power by leaning into versus what we just talked about. Oh wait, here's a card we didn't talk about. This Tenured Concoctor. I feel like this card, it reminds me of the Cactarantula. From
yeah, I could see that card being fine.
I feel like
Tarantula was a 6/5. Did it have reach or did it have trample? What the hell did it have?
It might have reach. I think it had reach and trample. But it drew a card when you like this becomes a 6/5 with vigilance if you've gained life, and it draws you cards if you try to remove it. Right, I think you would definitely want to. You obviously would have that in the sideboard.
Me, it looks awful in my deck, but it's good in like a green-black deck. I just think it's a bad card to put in a blue-green deck.
Yeah,
I think there's some
reach.
There's some matchups where you're really just going to bring it in because of just a 4/5 is like.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to be talking about sideboarding right now.
Okay, all right, sure, fair enough.
Let's just figure out main decks.
Here's what we got. We have 25 cards right now, 25 non-lands. I don't know if we're even playing the Moment of Reckoning. It's powerful, of course.
Yeah, just cut that in the Necroscribe and call it.
Yeah. I mean, the Necroscribe is so juicy, but it's not really what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So now this is only 13 creatures. I would like some more.
This is like a little bit awkward. Like this is probably fine, but like I don't know. Oh wait, it has the because it has the Hope Singer, but it doesn't have like it has the Hope Singers, which are obviously like killer. I think that this is going to be one of the things that's like really awkward about this deck in particular is like any deck that really cares. Like I feel like this happens a lot in different limited formats, but any deck that really cares about creatures, like creature density, and really cares about spell density, like this is going to be like an awkward thing for Silverquill just in general. And like obviously cards like the Honor Bound page or the Elite Interceptor, which give you a creature and give you like a spell that targets, are going to be just insanely premium. But it is a little bit awkward. Every like spell that you have to play that's not a creature makes your Stirring Hope Singer worse. And
exactly.
And better sort of simultaneously, right? It's like it's just awkward. It's like an awkward tension.
And this guy's not even good.
I was gonna say I don't think you need that.
Yeah, so we have Abigail, the Honor Bound page, and also these guys as repeatable prepared dudes. Which is probably good enough. A critical mass of prepared dudes.
I think you probably want Dissection Practice over. I would main deck Dissection Practice over Interjection, like the second one. I think.
I don't know. I kind of want a variety of these things. I could see this card, Dissection Practice, just being like dead in a lot of situations, right?
Yeah, I like going 1/1 splits on stuff before board, like for game one.
Okay. I need more creatures for sure, and I will be looking to cut something.
And you need to play End of the Hunt. Nobody's playing End of the Hunt. You need to play that for sure.
Sure, yeah. End the Hunt.
Send in the Pest.
I was just gonna say you should be playing Send in the Pest too. Yep. Discard a card and makes a 1/1.
But it doesn't target a creature, right?
No,
so this is not.
But it makes it.
But it
makes it
a creature that's a spell.
Right.
So it's really good with the rare.
And you're just gonna pump it up. You're just gonna pump it up with the counters from the other stuff.
You need.
But
creatures,
again,
right?
But again, like this does not trigger Repartee.
Correct.
Right.
But you need creatures.
This is basically a virus beetle. Well, right, I'm saying I need creatures. If Jake would give me one of his like 2-drops or whatever.
Oh, you're asking me for 2 drops.
Well, that makes 5 2-drops. That's like pretty good.
Oh, I can give you my other Shadowed. I meant it. Michael, I already was trying to give you my Shadowed Acolyte. I just accidentally clicked it. I thought I had given it to you already.
Yeah.
So
there's but I mean this is a 2-drop, but it's a 1/1 that I don't really want. Right, the Send in the Pest.
I still think it's pretty reasonable, but I actually think it's pretty reasonable because all of your other stuff makes it bigger, and it's better than a 2-drop. I think in a lot of like a 2-drop, like even just a Shadowed Acolyte that I just gave you another one of, Michael. Like it feels like it's better than that, right? Because it's a creature.
I think it's definitely better than Shadowed Acolyte.
I think
the fact that it's a 1/1 versus a 2/2, I think that's big. That's a big deal.
Except for the fact that your stuff makes it
I think the discard matters more than the 1/1 in stats.
We can disagree about that back and forth, but the point is just that there's a 2-drop in there. It's either the one. I think I do agree that it's. Oh wait, Michael, you're not playing Moment of Reckoning.
No.
Yeah, we cut that because it costs 7 mana.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I feel like you're like not looking to get to 7 mana.
Probably not, but like it's good to have insurance if you do. I don't know. I imagine this card is just so powerful. I don't know.
But it's gonna sit dead in your hand while you kill your opponent on turn 5. Like, I just don't think it's not what this deck wants to do.
Yeah, I tend to have one of these cards, like, and I don't know if that's better or worse, but I often have like a good curve and then like one late game insurance policy in my main deck. But it
I
might
like a
also just
late
be
game insurance policy that costs 5 mana, not 7 mana.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Yep.
So this is close. Still need one cut and would still like one more creature. So Jake, if you were trying to give this other one to me, that did not work.
No, I need the one.
You won? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, well we're close though.
What non-creature are you cutting then?
Like just play Send in the Pest, right?
I think I'm cutting one of these. The Section Practice or Interjection.
I think cut Interjection, but because I think there's a lot of 1/1s that you can just kill. I think
by the way, I wasn't.
Dude, graduation day sucks. I don't think you should play
yeah,
it.
I think cut it. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, okay. And I was not playing End the Hunt because it doesn't target a creature, but yeah. Yeah, but this might be good.
Yeah, this looks good.
Okay, so we ended on one the Silverquill deck, the basically like a blue green deck and a red white deck. I think that we did split the white in a way that like enabled the two strategies of like targeting things, and like honestly, if anything, actually I should just give you the other elite inspector, probably the other 1-drop.
Yeah, jerk.
Because like it just enables
Yeah,
your
that
thing.
makes sense actually. Yeah, I think so.
So I think I could do that. I could make that change. But I think the point that I'm trying to make is I think we actually did a decent job of splitting up like the white, which was probably one of our best colors, into like synergies that supported these two decks well. I don't know. I feel like these decks are kind of bangers. We don't know anything about the format, right? But it seems pretty good.
I think
to
we
me.
got somewhere. I think we should save these decks and take a look at this pool again after we know the format.
Oh, that'd be fun. That's a good idea. All right. So, what were the big takeaways, if anything, from this whole experience tonight for y'all?
I think we've gotten somewhere. Like that went pretty like surprisingly smooth for a format where we don't know the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of that's one of the things
So
that came up.
we've learned something.
Right. Yeah. Like I think that we came to a couple of like decision points that have tanked us before. Like even just to like, do we split the power of the white cards that we have or whatever? And like it hasn't tanked us. Like it didn't tank us. We like navigated it well. So I think that's true. I think that we're actually getting better at like building to the power without cutting it off.
I think it helped that the black green deck looks so bad or so mopey.
Yeah.
That really helped us make that decision.
Yeah. I think
it's good to be able to like quickly start building a deck and then realize.
Yeah. I think that we did though have like obviously it's a new set. We had some strong disagreements about like I think there was definitely some cards that I didn't agree with necessarily, or like we felt differently about the value of or the power of like even just the one you were just talking about, Michael, with the graduation day or whatever, right? And I think those are things that we'll find out how good they are by playing the set, obviously, and we'll be playing that a bunch before we start. So hopefully that'll help improve. But otherwise, I think that we did good for now. We'll run this back next week. We'll do some version of continued set review, and then we will also do another sealed pool from this format. It'll also just notably Monday will have been. I don't think the set is out yet as of Monday of next week. It will be, though. We will have done pre-release if you go to any pre-release. And so what I'll just ask for both of you is that if you go to the pre-release, just
We're both playing in an RCQ on Sunday.
Oh, okay. So neither of you are going to.
Well, I'm playing.
Or yeah, I'm on the wait list, so I'll probably make it.
Okay, so are either of you playing any Secrets of Strixhaven this weekend?
It is SOS sealed for that pre-release.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Literally on pre-release Sunday, it's an RCQ off SOS.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so yeah, so like as you're doing that, like not like in a way that interferes with your games at all, but just take your journal with you and write down any observations you have about the format, because and then we can start building with it from there. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I am going to export this pool and put it in the links so that everyone that's watching can try to build it and tell us what they would have built if they want to. But otherwise, please make sure you like and subscribe, and so you can follow along with our journey. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. Goodbye for now.